Hi guys, don't mind my hair. I just got out of bed, didn't bother to brush it or anything, so you're gonna deal with me ugly. But anyways, we are gonna be making bath bombs because it is, well, I was gonna have it yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about, but anyways, what you're gonna do is combine 1 cup of baking soda with a fourth a cup of Epsom salt. And then you're going to stir that with a wooden spoon. I'm just using a wooden rice paddle because my wooden spoons are dirty. And I'm actually going to be making a double batch, which means I need to add another 1/4 a cup of Epsom salt. And if you don't know what Epsom salt looks like, it looks like this. It comes in a bag or like a giant milk carton. And you can usually find it in the pharmacy aisle. And it also helps if you have like swelling or you have something on your foot that's really irritating. If you soak it in warm water and Epsom salt, it helps all that go away. And I'm also going to add another cup of baking soda. I bought a huge box of baking soda and I emptied it into a plastic bag. There we go. A cup of baking soda. And so then you're going to stir that together. Try not to get it everywhere, especially on your new computer. Well, not new, but anyways, it's a computer. And you just want to stir it until it's well combined. And then you're going to add a tablespoon of oil. Now you could use vegetable oil, but I like using safflower oil. You can get this at your grocery store in the oils section. It's really not that hard to find, but I like using either grapeseed oil or safflower oil, or even almond oil. But you're going to need a tablespoon of this, but I'm going to need 2 tablespoons. 1 dose. Alright. And I'm just using a spoon. It's a tablespoon, but I'm not very precise with any of my measurements. And then you're going to mix it with your spoon again. Make sure that this oil is very well combined. Now, I saw one video where the lady just left it kind of plain, so it just was bubbly and didn't have any smell. But since I'm doing a artist market in December, and it's November, and my mom was like, oh, well, it's been 3 weeks, and I kind of got awestruck. So I stayed home today instead of going to church, and I'm making bath bombs because I am not prepared. I did this last year, and I was so prepared. But anyways, you just want to make sure that oil is well combined, and you'll see it kind of clumps up, and you want to just kind of break up those clumps with your spoon. I don't even know if you can hear me, but whatever. Alright. And then here comes the fun part. You are going to need, let me get it, citric acid. Now what citric acid is you will find it in a lot of food that's either sour or fizzy. So it looks kind of like baking soda. And I bet y'all are doing oh my gosh, citric acid, is that dangerous for you or anything? And it's really not. It's non-toxic. We eat it all the time without even knowing it. It's also white. It kind of looks like baking soda, but it's also kind of crystalline and grainy. It kind of looks like sugar. Oh, it really does look like sugar. But anyways, you're going to need a 1/2 cup per recipe. And if you don't know where to find it, you can find it in a Whole Foods store or online. I got mine from Amazon, and I actually got a 10-pound bag of this stuff, so it's not that expensive. But anyways, you're going to mix it with your hands, and you're going to notice it's going to kind of form after you start mixing it. Whoops, I'm filming with my computer. Probably not the best idea, but I don't have a camera. Anyways, you just want to make sure you break up those clumps of baking soda too, if you still have some. And at this point, it should start to kind of form. Mine's not, because mine's really dry. I don't know why, but it's gonna turn out okay. I promise you. Because we are not done yet. So once you have that kind of incorporated, you notice when you squeeze it a little bit that it kind of forms, but then it kind of falls apart. And this is where we start misting with witch hazel. Many of you will not know what witch hazel is, and I frankly don't even know what it is. But it says it's an astringent for body and face. I don't know what that means, but it comes in a bottle kind of like alcohol or like rubbing alcohol. And hydrogen peroxide. You can also find this in the first aid place of your store or CVS. I got mine from CVS. But you're going to put it in a mister bottle, and you don't have to go get a mister bottle for this. My mom had this bottle laying around, and so I was like, oh, I'm just going to use that. But if you want to get all fancy, you can get a food grade mister. I got this at Michael's, and this has rubbing alcohol in it for when I make soaps. Another episode. But anyways, you're going to mist it. And then mix it. The goal here is to make it moist, but not too moist. This is going to be a long video. I'm so sorry, guys. As you can see, it's starting to kind of form more, see? So we just need to mist a little more. Mixy, mixy, mixy. I love making bath bombs because everyone seems kind of impressed by it. Though it's really not even that hard. It's just the ingredients that is kind of hard to find. But it's really fun. And bath bombs store-bought are like really, really expensive. Like I saw one that was like for $12 and I was like, no way, not $12. I can make a dozen of those for like $5. Anyways, don't buy store-bought bath bombs. Use Etsy. Because you want to support your local Etsy users anyways. Thank you. I know you do. I found a really good vendor for Etsy for bath bombs. I'll put a link in the description box if y'all want one. But anyways, you can see that they are starting to form. Yay! I do need it to be a little firmer, so I'm going to continue to mist. And when you're making bath bombs, you do want to make sure that you have clean hands. One, because this is going to be touching other people's bodies. Same with making soaps and bath salts, which is a lot of stuff that I do. Also sugar scrubs. So yeah. I think it's almost ready. Yeah. I'm going to just mist it a few more times. There we go. This should be good. And so, if you have someone who has, I was about to say emphysema. What is going on in my head? What's it called? That skin disease. I can not remember what it's called. It starts with an E. I bet y'all are screaming it out the screen right now, but eczema. That's what it is. Eczema. Thank you. You can just leave it like this. You can mold it. I'll show you how to do that later. But what I'm going to do is, since this is going to be a holiday sale, I'm going to be adding balsam fir needle essential oil. Now you can get this at a place that sells incense. I got mine at a Whole Food store. But you're going to want to add about, I don't know, just, you're going to have to use your nose. My mom's like, oh, you used way too much. It's going to smell bad. But I'm like, no, I didn't. Anyways. And you're going to see when you add the colorant to this that it's going to start to fizz up. So anyways, add your essential oil to taste. I love the smell of balsam fir needle. It's my favorite. Anyways, mix it up. This is what my mixture kind of looks like right now. Not very exciting. It just kind of looks like snow. And just kind of give it a smell test. Maybe a little more. I'm not very precise with my measurements, as you can tell. It's been 11 minutes. I hope y'all are still watching. Okay. So now we're going to add the colorant. And you can't, I'm sorry for that loud noise. You can't just use food coloring because that's not very kind to the body. That might even make your body turn a certain color. I have no idea. But what you're going to use is you're going to go out to your craft store and buy food grade, no, not food grade, what am I talking about? Soap grade food colorings. And you may not even be able to tell what color it is. Like, I have these colors and I can't even tell which is which and stuff. But what you can do is you can grab a paper towel. Elise is making a mess, but anyways, you can grab a paper towel. I have two different greens. One's kind of like a sea green and one's like a green. So we're going to test it with the paper towel. You can fold it in half, whatever, but you're just going to put a drop on the paper towel. And then it'll kind of bleed out and show you the color it is. Where'd that other one go? Oh, there it is. It might be the one that I've used a lot because I make a lot of bath salts and bath products. And you can see how you can take this a step further and make it even more festive. But you can see there's a definitely different color to each of these. And you wouldn't really be able to tell from these bottles. So that's just a way to test it. And I'm going for the darker green because you don't see. And here's the neat thing about this. I'm going to add a drop and you can see it's going to kind of bubble up. Don't worry about this. So I'm just going to add about, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to add 20 drops of my color. And keep in mind, I'm doing a double batch. You don't have to add this much color. You don't have to add color at all. It just all depends on your personal views. And you don't even have to use essential oil. If you want to do like a more festive thing, you don't have to. Like I made a gingerbread bath bomb and it smells delicious. I just kind of found some spices from the pantry. Oh, I'm using my hands because that wasn't working. But I found some spices from the pantry. I took cinnamon, ground cloves, ground star anise, cinnamon. Did I already say cinnamon? I bet I did. What else? Ground ginger. And then I kind of put it in my mixture to taste. Well, not to taste, but like to smell. And it ended up really smelling like gingerbread cookies. And I was really, really super happy about it. Yay! Anyways, you want to make sure your color gets really good and mixed in. This is what mine looks like right now. It's kind of a light green. I want it to be a little darker than this. So I'm going to add some more color. And if you, by accident, add in the wrong color, you can just take a spoon and scoop out that part of it. And if you don't want to get the color on your hand, I personally could care less. You could wear a glove, but I honestly don't care. I write on myself all the time, and people are like, "You're gonna get ink poisoning," and I'm like, I don't care. Well, I do care, but you'd have to like cover your whole body to get ink poisoning. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm just rambling because I bet y'all are kind of staring at the screen bored to death by now. But anyways, I want y'all to be able to see the whole process. So that's why I'm not going to be editing it. I'm just going to upload this straight, and I'm just going to let y'all see the whole process. Yay! Alright, so it's about the color that I like. Kind of this pretty green color. So then, I'm going to take it a step further, and I love doing this, is I have these sprinkles. They're little holly leaves and such. So I'm going to get my space ready for the molding process. So I'm just going to put a cap on all my dyes and all my essential oil and kind of clean my area up. You want to make sure your caps are on good and tight because you don't need to waste that expensive stuff that you pay money for. Just gonna stick all my stuff back in my box. Alright, and we are ready for the molding process. I'm going to aim the camera down a little bit so y'all won't be able to see my ugly face. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a rack. I'm using a baking rack, but you can use whatever. And then I have a mold, and it's like those clear ornaments that you can find at craft stores that you can paint the inside of, but they come off in two pieces. I broke this piece, so I'm not going to be making completely spherical molds. I'm just going to be making half ones, and I think these are the perfect size. Anyways, awkward silence, but I take some of my sprinkles and put it in the cap. And then I'm going to put 2 holly leaves in the bottom of my mold. And then I'm going to add 3 holly berries. Just like that. You won't be able to see because whenever I tip it down, it's going to hide. You're just going to want to kind of arrange this the way you like it. I think that's okay. And I'm going to open the door because it's really nice outside. Yeah, don't ask. I'm weird. Anyways, now you're going to take some of your mixture and you're going to put it into the mold. Try not to move the kind of berries, your decoration. And you always want to make sure you overfill it and press down really hard. There goes someone's car alarm. But then once you have this, you're going to turn it onto your hand and hit it with a spoon. Very gently. Until you hear that noise. You know, you could hear the difference between when it's open and when it's not. But anyways, So this is my finished product. Yay, it looks so good. You're just going to set this on your drying rack. And you're just going to repeat the process. 2 holly leaves, 3 holly berries. Then you're going to fill it up. Hold on. Come here, little holly berry. Come here. Thank you. And you're going to fill it up with this special secret ingredient. I'm just kidding. It's not a secret. I just told y'all. Don't mind me. I'm just a little insane. I'm not insane. But I'm just very unique. Anyways. So you can hear when it's not loose. It sounds... It sounds like you're just hitting the something full of something, but when you hear it, you'll just hear the plain plastic. I don't know. Y'all are going to have to ask someone else about that. But after you make your beautiful bath bombs, you're going to let them kind of just sit out for 24 hours. At least 24 hours. Because if you don't, they'll be too soft and they won't harden. They're going to harden so they won't be very fragile anymore. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to run your hot water or whatever temperature water you like in your bathtub. And then when you're ready to step in, I like getting in before I put the thing in. You're going to drop your bath bomb inside your bath. Hold on, I'm going to need a bigger container. Thank you. We're going to add our holly berries. My dog is just chilling outside right now, guys. He's adorable. Add our mixture. And I feel like this double batch with this mold makes about 12. And I have leftover. And when I have leftover, I just put it inside of a little ramekin. Not a ramekin. Don't listen to me. A little jar. I get these little jars from IKEA. This is the gingerbread one. And then I'm going to set it on the table, and then people can just unscrew the lid and smell it. It smells really good. And I probably could have gotten another bath bomb, but I didn't want to make 13 because it's an odd number, and I'm such an odd number freak. I hate odd numbers. So I've made 4 so far. And just going to repeat the process. If only I could have a place for the separate little balls. And if you can't see your sprinkles, then you can just take your finger and kind of dust it off. Like on the top, you can just kind of dust it off.
You are now running on reserve battery power.
Yeah, don't mind that. That's just my computer. Okay. So anyways, thanks for watching. And I'll see you some other time.
It's 11 o'clock.
Don't mind my computer right now. It's being very noisy. Anyways, bye guys. Bye. It's been 24 minutes, but I don't care.